Surprisingly, 6 is still conscious after taking those blows from OHMA. Okubo, growing impatient, tells OHMA that he's not being fair and he should let him have a piece of the action. But OHMA replies that it's not worth it, as 6 is barely even a challenge. Still undeterred, 6 rushes toward OHMA, attempting to grab him, but OHMA effortlessly evades, disappearing like a magician and reappearing behind him. He lands a clean strike to 6's face, sending him tumbling across the ground. OHMA taunts him, asking what's wrong, and if he and his fellow worm members can only fight people who can't fight back. Furious, 6 yells and charges again, unleashing a barrage of blows that OHMA blocks with ease. OHMA then catches one of his arms and smashes him in the face with a Nico-style, Adamantine Kata, Iron Breaker. Before 6 can even recover, OHMA uses Weeping Willow to flip him into the air, causing 6 to crash hard into the ground. OHMA then compliments number 6's strength, but warns that if he continues, he'll die. Watching OHMA effortlessly dominate 6, Okubo admits he can't find a single flaw to exploit, and wonders how he'd even approach fighting OHMA himself. His thoughts are cut short as he senses someone behind him. Without turning, he bluntly asks what they want. The newcomer, a direct subordinate of the worm's leader, known only as Number 1, calmly states that he isn't here for combat. When Okubo turns around, he notices the white worm tattoo on the man's hand, marking him as a high-ranking member. Number 1 reminds 6 that their mission is to eliminate any forces obstructing the match and that he was not given permission to engage OHMA Takeda. But 6 ignores the warning and attacks again, only to be met with another Iron Breaker to the face. The force of the blow sends him crashing beside Number 1. 1 then picks up 6 by his collar, and then apologizes to OHMA, explaining that this attack was not what the connector intended. However, Okubo asks Number 1 if he thinks he's off the hook with a single apology, and questions if he came from a post-apocalyptic hellhole where such things are tolerated. OHMA agrees, but tells Number 1 that he should leave with 6, but warns that next time he will not be so lucky. As Number 1 turns to go, he thanks OHMA for his magnanimity and promises to leave 6's punishment to the connector's discretion. After some time, Okubo and OHMA sit back down under the shed and try to revive the fire. Okubo admits he doesn't understand why OHMA would just let them go, but OHMA clarifies that he didn't just let them go. When Okubo presses him to explain, OHMA asks if he doesn't find the situation strange. He points out that, as far as they know, the worm has sworn absolute allegiance to Wulong and the head of the organization, yet 6 violated a direct order. At first, Okubo assumes 6 was just acting on his own, but then asks if OHMA thinks someone else might have been pulling 6 strings. OHMA says he's not entirely convinced yet, but if his instincts are right, this couldn't have been a one-man act. That's why he chose to let the worm handle it internally rather than disqualifying 6 on the spot. Okubo nods, understanding what OHMA is implying, but quickly points out that the Gojo wannabe could have been in on it too. By letting him go, OHMA might have just let the enemy escape. OHMA freezes at the thought, which Okubo immediately notices. He stares at him in disbelief. "Don't tell me that thought never crossed your mind," he says. Then, with a sigh, he chastises OHMA, saying, "How do you come up with something clever for once in your life, only to ruin it right after?" He warns him not to act like some bumbling fool, but OHMA just shrugs it off, saying there's no point in being overly suspicious, he's sure everything will be fine. Okubo bluntly disagrees, saying they can't afford to take chances in a situation like this. He also asks where OHMA got this carefree attitude from in the first place. Meanwhile, near the edge of the island, Jean finally catches up to Nicholas, announcing his presence. Nicholas greets him with a smirk. Jean comments on the beauty of the sunset, saying it's a perfect time to die. Nicholas simply replies with a question, asking Jean if he knew that in Japan, twilight is considered the witching hour and is the time when phantoms are most active. Phantoms from the past, like the one he's facing right now. Well, I didn't expect Number 6 to get back up from the beating OHMA gave him, but he managed to hold out a little longer despite getting completely stomped once again. OHMA on the other hand has repeatedly showcased his rapid growth throughout the chapters, with this little squabble showing off his current strength. He has grown so much that few of his opponents have compared him to the connector, and not even Okubo can find flaws to exploit when he was watching OHMA fight 6. He also made him question how he would go about attacking OHMA due to his inability to find any flaws in OHMA. What I find the most interesting is that he's now getting comparisons to Shin, despite not even having an ounce of his memories. This comparison has popped up more than once, which makes me think that there's something deeper going on with him. As the chapters continue, I can see why the worm wants OHMA and Ryuki. Speaking of the worm, it seems like some of their members are not as loyal as they thought. During the conversation between Okubo and Oma, Oma speculated that some of the worm's members are probably forming a coup. What they are planning to do exactly remains to be seen, but I would guess they're trying to claim the prize of one wish within reason for themselves, which could very much be the reason they're defying Wulong. If this is the case, then they better tread carefully, as the last group that went against Wulong ended up getting annihilated with only one survivor being Mukaku. Could this potential group be the result of Shinluohan's manipulation? Looking back at the list, Shinluohan was nowhere to be found. He might be the one pulling some strings behind the scenes along with the other Nico, to try to either disrupt the tournament, or to claim the prize for their own. I wouldn't be surprised if they both infiltrate the tournament and make an appearance. I have also been wondering something about Shin's memories. Given that Shin is possibly thousands of years old, and has accumulated so much martial arts memories that he's basically a god, can anyone learn all of it? My guess is that not anyone can handle all of it at once, maybe some of it but not all. This could be the reason why there were so many failed clones, as they couldn't handle all of Shin's memories. Remember when Shinluohan was absorbing Shin's memories, his nose was bleeding, showing that it was taking a physical toll on him. Even Nico couldn't handle it for long, seeing that he took frequent breaks after some sessions with the memories. But since Oma and Ryuki are successes, they most likely can handle all of it, which is why Shin and the worm want them so badly. It looks like the next fiasco will be about Jean and Nicholas, two people who have history with one another. I think this is where their feud should conclude, and hopefully wrap up their confusing backstory. I hope that Jean comes out on top, and makes Nicholas pay for his heinous war crimes. If you guys are interested in me going in depth about their stories, then let me know in the comments. That's enough ranting for today. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments, as I'll see y'all next time. Take care.